I found myself on the rooftop, drowning in despair. Buzzing, hissing, and clicking sounds were attacking me from all sides. I was completely lost. But what happened next, I can only describe as divine intervention. After years of research and countless tests using cutting-edge technology, a team of brain specialists, ENT doctors, and microbiologists uncovered something truly bizarre that everyone else had missed. A tiny molecule, invisible to the naked eye, is wreaking havoc on the delicate nerves inside the inner ear, setting off a chain reaction that makes the brain overly sensitive to sound. Medical experts call this phenomenon nervous system hypersensitivity, SPH, and it's the real culprit behind the ringing, whooshing, hissing, or buzzing in your ears. So if you've ever experienced these maddening sounds, you need to watch this video until the end, because I'll show you a simple, natural, and highly effective method to stop them, all from the comfort of your home. You'll finally enjoy silence, reduce stress, and get better sleep almost immediately. Why am I so confident? Because tinnitus and hearing loss aren't actually ear problems. Take the case of a 76-year-old man who, despite being completely deaf, still suffered from tinnitus. No hearing test could explain it. That's because tinnitus has nothing to do with the ears. It's a distress signal, warning you that inflammatory molecules are attacking your nerves, begging you to stop the damage being done inside. But here's the good news. Your body has a built-in defense mechanism designed to neutralize this overstimulation. It's called cytokine reduction, a process that calms the storm of inflammation by targeting your white blood cells. And once you activate it, in just 30 minutes, you can calm your nerves and silence the ringing without surgery, hearing aids, or complicated treatments. No matter how bad your hearing is right now, no matter how loud your ringing is, and no matter your medical condition, if you follow the simple steps I'm about to share in this short video, just like 110,000 men and women around the world already have, you'll finally be free from the headaches, nausea, or dizziness caused by tinnitus. Instead, you'll be surrounded by clear, peaceful sounds. No more irritability, anger, or depression, just pure calm and mental clarity. No more sleepless nights, begging for a single moment of silence. You'll drift into restful sleep, night after night, just like I do now. But not too long ago, I had no idea how devastating tinnitus could be. In just a few months, it tore my world apart, driving me to the brink of actions I'm embarrassed to admit, things that still haunt me. But looking back, I realize it was all part of God's plan. I had to go through that dark period to discover this life-changing method. And now, I can share it with you. And it's not just a quick fix. It's backed by 5 years of intensive research and 7 published clinical trials. What you're about to discover has the power to transform your life for good. This natural method took me from being nearly deaf with constant tinnitus to rediscovering the beauty of silence, the chirping of birds, and the joy of listening to my favorite music. Now, I sleep like a baby, focus better than ever, and accomplish tasks I once thought were impossible. And while it may sound complicated, you'll soon see just how simple it really is. And if you're skeptical about trying something new or feel like you've already tried everything, I completely understand. If you're tired and frustrated with everyone and everything, you're not alone. I was stuck in the same rut. But just listen to the stories of thousands of men and women whose lives have been transformed by this approach.
Hey there. I can't express enough how Christian's revolutionary method has completely changed my life. Thanks to his dedication and his team of experts, the ringing in my ears is gone, and I can finally sleep like a baby. Thanks again.
From the very first day, I felt an effect, and after about a week, the buzzing diminished significantly until it just stopped completely.
The ringing that used to drive me crazy has faded away, and my ears finally feel normal again.
It's the only method that worked for me.
As you can see, the benefits of this natural solution go far beyond just silencing the ringing, whooshing, hissing, or buzzing in your ears.
Every single person who's tried this method has experienced profound changes, improved memory, a sharper mind, and the kind of deep, restful sleep they thought was lost forever.
So give me your full and undivided attention for the next few minutes, because you too deserve the peace of mind and clarity that comes with pushing the stop button on tinnitus.
And rest assured that this clinically tested and proven remedy will work for you as well. because along with these incredible success stories, you'll see undeniable proof from leading experts and clinical studies that confirm this simple, 100% natural remedy works better than anything else. The method has already brought peace and quiet to more than 110,000 people, freeing them from the grip of tinnitus and the anxiety it brings.
But I must be brutally honest with you. This could be your last chance to save your hearing before it's too late.
When it comes to tinnitus, every moment counts, and it's truly a race against time. As I said, tinnitus is actually a warning sign that inflammation is causing your nervous system to become overly sensitive. And if you don't put a stop to the real cause of the inflammation, it will just keep growing. Your brain will continue to be attacked until it shuts down. Neurologists call this brain atrophy, and once you reach the point of no return, which might be closer than you think, the damage becomes irreversible. There's no surgery on earth that can bring your brain back. But in just a moment, you'll discover how to activate your body's cytokine reduction process, which naturally eliminates tinnitus faster than you ever thought possible.
And the best part? It's cheaper than your daily coffee.
Now, you're probably wondering why you've never heard about this method before. Because if you suffer from tinnitus, hearing loss, or memory loss, big pharmaceutical companies don't want you to find out about any of this. And that's because it poses a serious threat to their empire. These companies rake in more than $8.5 billion a year getting people hooked on risky, high-priced tinnitus treatments that do nothing to solve the problem and might even harm your brain forever.
But more on that in a moment. I'm going to share some closely guarded facts that will disturb and alarm you. But first, let me quickly introduce myself and explain why I decided to share this life-saving information with you. My name is Christian Thaler, but my friends call me Dr. Thaler. I was the last person who thought tinnitus could almost ruin my life.
My wife Clara and I live in Colorado. She's a piano teacher, and music has always been our connection. Whenever we had a problem or argued, Clara would play something on the piano, and soon enough we'd feel better. Music brought us closer together.
As I mentioned earlier, I'm an expert on tinnitus and SBH. But before that, I worked as a psychotherapist, and nothing could have prepared me for what tinnitus would do to my life.
It was a quiet Saturday afternoon, and my wife Clara was teaching piano to two little girls in the living room. Suddenly, a loud, paralyzing noise hit me. It was so overwhelming I thought the TV was on full blast. I yelled at Clara to turn it off, only to realize there was no TV on. Embarrassed, I started checking everything, the lights, the radio, anything that could explain the sound.
But nothing was on. It was just my tinnitus, beginning its relentless attack.
And while the real-world sounds were fading, the buzzing was stuck in my ears no matter where I went. I took some anti-inflammatories, cleaned my ear out with warm water and cotton swabs, and tried to rest, but nothing worked. 3 days had passed, and the noise was still there, only louder. I couldn't sleep, couldn't focus. The headaches, anxiety, and nerves were unbearable.
I knew I couldn't keep going like this, so I went to see my ENT colleague,
Dr. Jared Senti. He checked my ears thoroughly and ran several hearing tests. When he was done, he looked at me and said, "There's nothing wrong with your ears, so it's tinnitus. We don't know exactly what causes it, and I don't have any treatments for you. Just try to relax. In some cases, it goes away on its own."
"What about my hearing loss?" I asked. "It feels like real-world sounds are fading away," I said with irritation.
Dr. Senti sighed. "I already told you there's nothing wrong with your ears. Calm down." He handed me a prescription for stress medication and suggested I get more rest.
It was obvious he didn't want me asking any more questions he couldn't answer. Not satisfied, I sought out 2 more doctors.
I went through the same tests, the same anxious waiting, only to hear the same discouraging words. "You'll have to learn to live with tinnitus. You'll have it for the rest of your life."
Their responses felt like a life sentence. I couldn't believe it.
With all our medical advances, no one could find the cause of these crazy noises in my ears. The doctors just shrugged. I started taking the pills Jared prescribed. Maybe, I thought, I should just accept it, and if I was lucky, it would go away.
But it didn't. In fact, it got worse. Within weeks, I wasn't just hearing one noise, I was hearing 3.
There was a constant buzzing, a hissing, and a rhythmic clicking, all at once. I could also feel my blood roaring through my ears and veins.
The hardest part came when I realized my mind was slipping.
My memory was getting worse. One day, I stood in the middle of a supermarket and couldn't remember why I was there. It had never happened before.
And don't think I did nothing during all of this. I tried every tinnitus remedy I could find.
Teas, meditation, acupuncture, white noise therapy, antidepressants. I even put garlic in my ears, but I don't recommend it.
When nothing worked, I got more stressed than ever. I can still remember my birthday. Clara planned a surprise party for me. But just as they started to sing, the noises got so loud. It felt like blood was rushing through my veins, pounding in my ears. I yelled out of frustration, anger, loneliness. I fell to my knees crying. Everyone was shocked. And Clara, she started crying too and asked everyone to leave. She hugged me. Even though she was shaking, she said, "Please, do something. I can't live with this stress anymore." And she was right. I apologized immediately, but I felt terrible. Looking back, I know it was wrong to act like that. But you can't understand how crazy tinnitus makes you feel until you've experienced it yourself. I was desperate and angry at myself for not being able to find a solution, even with all my medical knowledge, and desperate because I couldn't see any way out of this. With no other options, I went to see my priest, Father Peter. I sat in the confessional, trying to control my frustration. I told him how much I'd scared Clara, my tinnitus, my anger, and how everything was spiraling out of control. Father Peter told me to lean on God's strength and trust His plan. I said I would. I wanted to believe things would get better, but it was hard to see the light in that moment. Over the next few weeks, Father Peter sent me Bible passages to give me hope, but I was overwhelmed by my tinnitus, by my outbursts, by Clara. One Saturday, I came home and walked into the bedroom while Clara was in the shower. Her laptop was open on the bed. Clara had been chatting with her coworker, Laura, telling her how scared she was about what was happening to me. I felt a lump in my throat and left the house before Clara could see me. I found myself at a rooftop bar, drowning in a haze of alcohol and despair, sitting there with my terrible tinnitus, completely lost. But what happened next, I can only describe as divine intervention. A text message appeared on my phone. It read, "Trouble brings patience, and patience brings victory." And underneath, Father Peter wrote, "Don't forget that God has a plan." I didn't fully understand its meaning. Not yet. I went back home and kept looking for another scientific answer. Over the next week, I spent my spare time on my computer searching for a solution. But all I found was the same old advice. Try to live with tinnitus. I was tired of hearing that. I didn't want to live with tinnitus. So I took a break from my research and checked my email. I saw a message from my colleague about our upcoming reunion. 30 years since graduation. It had been a long time. Then, some classmates started sharing old photos. And that's when I saw Theo. You see, Theo and I were really close back in the day. He even helped me win over Clara because I was always nervous around her. I hadn't seen Theo in years. He was working as a biomedical engineer in LA, researching neurodegenerative diseases. I knew his company had made some big discoveries, even mentioned in the news, so I thought maybe he could help me. I called him, and he said he was coming to Colorado for a few days. Before long, we were sitting down for lunch. What he told me would change my life forever. Theo explained that a while ago, after his father was diagnosed with tinnitus, his team began working on a natural cure. At first, I didn't understand what neurodivergent diseases had to do with tinnitus. But it all became clear when he showed me the groundbreaking research from medical programs that weren't yet available to the public, and I would later find out why. Theo explained that scientists from London to Japan had found tinnitus isn't directly related to the ear itself. In fact, Theo experienced this firsthand when his father lost his hearing in a work accident yet continued to suffer from tinnitus. However, no one knew exactly what triggered tinnitus, and audiograms couldn't detect it. That was until 2024, when a group of researchers in Germany studied the trigeminal nerve, one of the 12 cranial nerves, in a sample of 1,000 patients. They found that 92% of those with an inflamed trigeminal nerve also had tinnitus, and the other 8% developed it later. The researchers then zoomed in on the nerve's branches, which, as it turned out, passed through critical structures in the inner ear, and they discovered that each patient had inflammation in the branches of the trigeminal nerve passing through the inner ear, causing a hypersensitivity in the nervous system, which directly triggered tinnitus. This also explained why people with tinnitus also experience weaker hearing. It's not the ear that's the problem, but the nerve inflammation affecting how the brain processes sound. While this answered many questions, the next challenge was figuring out what caused the inflammation in the trigeminal nerve. So, the research went deeper, right down to the microscopic level, comparing adults with and without tinnitus. That's when they discovered tiny, nearly invisible culprits, inflammatory molecules known as cytokines. These cytokines were the key, creating the inflammation that made the nervous system hypersensitive, leading to tinnitus. The solution became clear. To stop tinnitus, we needed to reduce the number of inflammatory molecules in the body. By doing this, the trigeminal nerve could heal, and the nervous system's hypersensitivity, SPH, the real cause of tinnitus, would disappear. To understand just how urgent it is to treat tinnitus, you need to know that if the inflammation is left untreated, it leads to severe nerve hypersensitivity and eventually to nerve atrophy, the nerve death. This can cause irreversible conditions like dementia, Alzheimer's, or Parkinson's. In a way, tinnitus is your brain's way of warning you, hey, there's inflammation in your nerves. But here's the good news. As long as you have tinnitus, you're still in the game. Your brain is still working, and it can still heal. But you have to act fast, Theo explained. For months, we tested various plants, roots, and chemicals, searching for everything that could reduce the number of inflammatory molecules, the cytokines, while also lowering the activity of white blood cells. Because reducing white blood cell activity is crucial. It limits the body's inflammation response, ensuring that once we eliminate the tinnitus, it won't return. And when we found a formula we thought would work, we gave it to my dad. The results were beyond anything we could have imagined. His tinnitus improved within days, and after 3 weeks, it was completely gone. It was amazing. Then, we tested it on 10 more people with varying levels of tinnitus, and the results were just as impressive. Their tinnitus vanished, and as an unexpected bonus, their hearing improved by 60%. Beyond excited, I said, I can't wait to try it myself. But to my surprise, Theo said it wasn't possible. After their initial success, he presented his results to the board of directors at his company, and they told him to stop. Although when the project started, no one objected, and they didn't explain why. But Theo suspected one of the big pharmaceutical companies was behind it. A natural solution for tinnitus could cost them billions in drug sales. Big Pharma had ways to shut things down, from legal threats to cutting off funding. My excitement quickly turned to dread. I felt like I'd hit another dead end. And Theo could see the desperate, defeated look on my face. He sat quietly, deep in thought. I don't know exactly what was going through his mind or what ultimately convinced him, but he said, "Remember how my dad always told us to listen to our hearts and do what's right? Here's what I can do for you. I'll give you the recipe, and you can make it yourself. That way, I won't be involved. Just know that while early results are incredibly promising, the solution has only been tested on a handful of people so far." A few days later, Theo emailed me the list of ingredients, along with links to studies and step-by-step instructions. But before I share the ingredients with you, I need to explain the steps of the healing process. The key to curing tinnitus is to activate a 3-step biochemical process. Step 1 is reducing cytokines and calming the nerves. Step 2 is lowering white blood cell activity to limit future inflammation. And Step 3 is calming the hypersensitivity of the nervous system and restoring healthy nerve function to eliminate the phantom sounds for good. Now, let me present the key ingredients that enable this cytokine reduction process. The foundation of this method is a combination of specific amino acids that work together: L-arginine, L-lysine, and L-valine. This trio is essential for reducing nerve inflammation, lowering inflammatory molecules, and boosting the immune system, all critical steps for repairing and calming the nerves affected by tinnitus. Here's the science behind it. Research published in Nutrition shows that arginine supports immune function and reduces inflammation by 82%. Immunopharmacology and immunotoxicology revealed that L-lysine increases antibody production and strengthens immune response against infections. The International Journal of Sports Medicine and Exercise Metabolism found that L-valine reduces inflammation, mental fatigue, and improves cognitive performance. This combination attacks the root cause of tinnitus, nerve inflammation, while also improving overall cognitive function and energy levels. Together, these 3 ingredients sweep away the inflammatory molecules like a broom and complete the first step of the healing process. Next, we move on to the second stage, which is all about preventing future inflammation. This is where ornithine alpha-ketoglutarate, OKG, L-isoleucine, and Mumio come in. These powerful compounds work to ensure that the inflammation doesn't return. Studies published in Nutrition show that OKG boosts the immune system and helps the body fight infections, especially in individuals under severe stress, like those with tinnitus. Immunology letters prove that L-isoleucine supports the immune system and enhances its response to inflammation, which is crucial in this second healing step. The next powerhouse ingredient is Mumio, a natural substance found in the Himalayas, Altai, and Caucasus Mountains. It's rich in minerals and organic compounds and has been used for centuries in traditional Ayurvedic and Serbian medicine for its strong antioxidant properties. The International Journal of Alzheimer's Disease has found that Mumio may help prevent Alzheimer's and protect the brain from cognitive decline due to its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects.
making it essential not only for eliminating tinnitus, but also for safeguarding your brain's health. Now, let's dive into step 3. Desensitizing the nervous system to restore healthy nerve activity and permanently eliminate the phantom sounds of tinnitus. This step focuses on calming the nervous system, reducing hypersensitivity, and supporting brain recovery. The key ingredients here are L-glutamine, GABA, alpha-GPC, and L-dopa. Glutamine is a precursor to glutamate and GABA, gamma-aminobutyric acid, two neurotransmitters critical for brain function. Research in psychopharmacology shows that supplementing with glutamine improves mood and reduces anxiety and stress, especially during mental overload, as the nerve endings heal and the nervous system recovers. Biological psychiatry found that people with depression often have low GABA levels in the prefrontal cortex, and boosting GABA through supplements or therapy improves mood and reduces depressive symptoms. Another study in neuropsychopharmacology showed that optimal GABA levels are essential for cognitive functions, like attention and memory, and supplementing with GABA improves sleep significantly. This explains why our solution helps with restful sleep. Alpha-GPC plays a crucial role in the central nervous system. Studies in clinical therapeutics demonstrate that after 6 months, it improves cognitive performance, even in people with Alzheimer's. For us, it helps restore normal nerve activity after the trauma caused by tinnitus. Research also suggests that alpha-GPC can slow cognitive decline in patients of any age. L-dopa, a natural amino acid and precursor to dopamine, also plays a vital role in the central nervous system. Pharmacology, biochemistry, and behavior show that L-dopa improves attention, alertness, and mental performance in people with dopamine deficiencies, which are found in 92% of people with tinnitus. Lastly, we added L-tyrosine, sodium, and potassium to boost mood. These ingredients help regulate mood, attention, and stress response. Sodium is essential for transmitting nerve signals in the body. It controls ion flow through cell membranes, allowing neurons to communicate efficiently. Research in the Journal of Neuroscience shows that sodium is crucial for synaptic transmission between neurons, and that deficiencies can harm brain function and lead to neurological problems. Potassium is also essential for transmitting nerve signals and keeping the brain functioning properly. It helps maintain the electrolyte balance in nerve cells, supporting cognitive functions and mental health. This powerful combination works like a super steroid for your brain, Theo said, helping it grow and develop. You'll notice you're thinking faster, better, and more clearly in just a few days.
I admit, the complexity of the formula intimidated me at first, because I knew if I didn't make it exactly right, it wouldn't work.
Of course, I used the suppliers Theo recommended, ones he trusted and had tested himself, because, as he told me, 95% of supplements don't even contain what's listed on the label.
And after going over the recipe several times, I realized I needed to select only the purest ingredients, mix them in the exact order and method Theo suggested. Use the exact amounts of each ingredient to make the final mixture as effective as possible. As you can imagine, it took another 2 months just to get a prototype we could test. It cost me a small fortune, but piece by piece I was able to get everything I needed.
Then I followed Theo's instructions. The result was a liquid with a slightly strange taste, but would it work? Theo told me to put it in a small spray bottle and spray it in my mouth. So I did, as soon as I finished mixing it. 6 sprays under my tongue.
Then, something incredible happened.
Half an hour later, the sounds stopped. For the first time in months, the constant ringing, hissing, and buzzing disappeared. It was like stepping into pure silence.
But after a few minutes, the sensation began to fade and the sounds returned. Still, I knew something was working.
Excited and hopeful, I kept using the product every day, spraying the mixture in my mouth each morning. Over the next 2 weeks, I started noticing real changes. The sounds grew quieter, and my mind felt sharper than it had in a long time. My mental clarity returned, and I felt more focused and alert. Then on the day of the college reunion, while I was sitting at the table with Clara, Theo, and his wife, I realized something.
The ringing was gone. I could hear the music clearly, and nothing was bothering me anymore. I called it the greatest miracle that ever happened to me.
I whispered this to Theo. We hugged, and with a smile, Theo replied, "This isn't a miracle. It's called science." Clara, with tears in her eyes, thanked Theo, reminding him how he once again brought us closer, just like when we first met.
It was a special, unforgettable evening. Definitely one of the happiest of my life.
And even though my tinnitus was completely gone, I continued taking the solution, and its effects went far beyond restoring my hearing. Every time I sprayed it, I felt a wave of energy rush through me. It wasn't just hearing better. I felt stronger, more focused, and more productive. I could push myself harder during workouts, finish tasks faster, and stay sharper than I had in years.
Now, I have to admit, I never planned on sharing my story with anyone. To me, it was a deeply personal journey, and I was just relieved I had solved the problem before it completely ruined my life.
But then, Clara came to me with an unexpected request. She had told Laura, her co-worker, about my amazing tinnitus remedy. Laura asked if I could give her some of the remedy because her sister had been suffering from tinnitus for more than 3 years and couldn't find a solution.
I hesitated at first, but ultimately, I made a spray for Clara to give Laura and her sister.
A few days later, I came home to find Laura, her sister, and Clara at our house, celebrating. Laura's sister had gotten rid of her tinnitus, and they were all overjoyed. She even asked to take a picture with us. What I didn't expect was for her to post it on Instagram, along with a story about the miracle solution that cured her tinnitus and restored her hearing. And because she tagged me in the post, the messages started pouring in. Suddenly, people from all over were reaching out, asking about the remedy that had given them hope for the first time in years. People shared their painful stories, and I could relate with them so well.
I didn't know what to do or how to help them. So I went back to Father Peter to thank him for guiding me and to ask for advice.
He told me, just like you were helped, it's your duty to help others, because God's plan doesn't stop with you.
And he was right. But I couldn't do it alone. I had to tell Theo. After all, he was the mind behind the method. So I met with Theo to share my idea of making the solution public. People needed this.
He agreed, even though there were risks. But he wanted to test the solution on a larger group first.
With Theo's help, we put together a final test group to see how the spray would perform on a broader scale.
We gathered 59 people, some of whom had messaged me on social media, who were willing to try our spray for a full 60 days.
We personally delivered the solution to their homes, and we were ready to start the study.
Of course, I was anxious to hear their feedback and was ready for anything.
What happened next took me completely by surprise.
Within just a few days, my phone wouldn't stop ringing. People were telling me their tinnitus was finally fading, some after years, even decades of suffering. Those with hearing loss said they could hear the voices of their loved ones again, their favorite songs, or the sounds of birds chirping.
We encouraged everyone to keep taking the spray for at least 2 months, even though the early results were already remarkable.
And after that, Theo and I collaborated the data, and we couldn't believe our eyes. Out of the 59 participants, every single one had regained clear hearing and gotten rid of tinnitus for good. But the benefits didn't stop there. Most reported improved thinking, better memory, and deeper, more restful sleep.
Here's what one of the people from the test group said.
On the 11th day, I no longer had ringing in my ears.
The success was beyond our wildest dreams.
That's when I knew my life had found a new purpose. I was determined to get this formula to every single person suffering from tinnitus and hearing loss worldwide, and to do so at a price they could afford.
We called it NeuroQuiet because it's the only product that reduces nerve inflammation, quiets auditory overstimulation, and eliminates tinnitus in just a few days.
And even though Big Pharma tried to shut us down, we knew we couldn't wait another second to share this science-backed revolutionary treatment, proven by thousands of people. A few days ago, a Big Pharma representative even offered us a huge amount of money just to bury this formula. But of course, we refused, which made them very angry.
Now you're probably wondering, how can I get NeuroQuiet as fast as possible? Well, the truth is making this product was incredibly difficult. Finding potent, safe ingredients was a real challenge.
We were lucky enough to make a deal with a small farm in the UK for our ingredients, which we then bottle in the US following strict FDA guidelines. It takes about 6 months to produce a batch under these conditions, but we're proud of our high standards and would never sacrifice safety for profit.
What's more, people who have already tried NeuroQuiet are asking us for more.
Some don't even have hearing issues, but they use it to boost their mental abilities and stay sharp as they age. No wonder our stock runs out so quickly. As you can imagine, Big Pharma has already threatened to sue us if we don't stop selling the product, because its success could hurt their business.
We've managed to hold them off for now, but there's no guarantee they won't try more aggressive tactics soon.
But since you've stuck with me this long, I'm giving you the rare chance to buy NeuroQuiet now while we still have it in stock.
Before I do that though, I want to tell you how to take it to get the best results. This is important. You don't want to get it wrong.
First, you start by spraying 6 pumps under your tongue every morning for at least 30 days. 1 bottle of NeuroQuiet should last exactly 30 days. You might feel a difference even on the first day. Some people have reported the sound stopping after just 30 minutes, but that depends on how advanced your tinnitus is. What's certain is that by the end of the first month, the drops will have had time to fully kick in, and your hearing will improve. But you need to be patient. This is a natural treatment that works with your body, unlike pharmaceutical pills. After that, we recommend taking NeuroQuiet for another 2 months, which means 3 bottles of NeuroQuiet. 3 months is enough for deeper nerve desensitization, ensuring the improvements in your hearing are permanent. But the best results we've seen come from people who took NeuroQuiet for a full 6 months. Not only did it help with their tinnitus and hearing issues, but it also sharpened their minds and boosted their mental energy throughout the day. It's hard to know exactly how much damage your brain has sustained or how inflamed your nerves are. That depends on your medical history, diet, and lifestyle.
So to be safe, we recommend taking NeuroQuiet for 6 months. This should be enough to fully support the desensitization and readjustment of the brain, so your hearing improves and your brain fog disappears for good.
Everyone who has used NeuroQuiet has reported incredible success. Here are just a few of the messages I've received since making the formula available to the public.
Before, the ringing was constant, making it hard to concentrate or relax. But now, I can enjoy the quiet again. Thanks.
The ringing that used to drive me crazy, it's faded away. And my ears, they finally feel normal again.
Mine stopped after 2 weeks.
I love hearing stories like these. It shows that our product works for all kinds of people, regardless of age or the severity of their conditions.
All of this with just 6 pumps under your tongue each day. So I can say, with full confidence, that this is by far the best treatment for tinnitus and hearing loss. Nothing else comes close. Yes, there's always the medical route. You could see a doctor and undergo painful surgery and spend a lot of money in an effort to lessen your symptoms. But why not try something else first? Something that might greatly improve your condition without torturing you or draining your bank account. As for other alternative healing methods, such as meditation, acupuncture, and teas, they're just not strong enough to treat serious conditions such as tinnitus and hearing loss. Spending time and money on these alternatives is a tremendous waste.
With NeuroQuiet, you'll be able to see the results within 3 weeks at most, and you don't have to worry about any pesky side effects or long-term issues.
Now you get why Theo initially wanted to price this formula at $580 per bottle. NeuroQuiet is the only supplement available on the market that actually addresses the root cause of tinnitus, and not just the symptoms. Just think about what people pay when they go to the doctor to purchase the latest treatments and hearing aids.
I told him I understood where he was coming from.
Even at $580 per bottle, NeuroQuiet would still be an incredible value.
But I wasn't in this for money. If I were, I'd just sell the formula to representatives of the big pharma corporation who came knocking, and I'd be set for life. But that's not who I am. I've been through the agony of tinnitus and hearing loss, so my main goal is to help people get better. That's all I've ever wanted from the very beginning. I wish I had had access to something like this before I hit rock bottom and put my wife through so much pain, but I can't dwell on the past. All I can do now is put NeuroQuiet into as many hands as possible while supplies last.
Remember, before you opt for much more expensive and potentially harmful medical treatments, you have the option to be proactive and take action right now. If that means dropping the price to the point where I am barely breaking even, so be it. That's why I won't be charging you anywhere near $580 for this incredible breakthrough.
Because you've stayed with me through this entire presentation, I want to offer you something truly special. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
After much deliberation and negotiation, Theo agreed to allow me to sell 1 bottle of NeuroQuiet for just $69 for a limited time. This makes it easy for people who have been dealing with tinnitus and other hearing problems to get the help they need without having to spend a lot of money. What's more, if you decide to go for the full 6-month treatment, I'm prepared to give you a 30% discount on each bottle. That comes down to just $49 per bottle for a total of $294. This offer is available today only while supplies last.
Reserve your treatment in advance and you won't have to worry about tinnitus and hearing loss ever again. But be warned,
once we run out of supplies, we may not be able to offer a new batch for another 5 to 6 months. That's why taking advantage of the full 6-bottle offer is your best bet. This way, you'll secure all the bottles you need for the full course of treatment. You won't get this much bang for your buck anywhere else. One tiny investment now can reap benefits years down the line. once your hearing reverts back to normal and tinnitus is a thing of the past. Sure, 1 bottle of NeuroQuiet is enough to make all that ringing in your ears go away. 3 bottles will go a long way towards undoing any mental damage caused by your hearing problems. But 6 bottles could actually protect your brain long-term, boosting it in the face of conditions like memory loss, amnesia, and dementia. Imagine having the sharpest mind possible, no matter your age.
So take a good look at the offer we've prepared below this video and choose the one that makes the most sense for you.
After you click the order button, you'll be taken directly to our checkout page, where you'll enter your payment details and finalize your order. After that, your shipment of NeuroQuiet will be delivered right to your doorstep in 7 days or less. This is your last chance to secure a full treatment of NeuroQuiet before supplies run out. And don't forget, no matter what happens, you're protected by our 120-day, 100% healthy or money-back guarantee. That's 4 full months for you to experience for yourself just how mind-blowing NeuroQuiet can be. Within a few weeks, you'll start to regain control over your body and mind. Anxiety will fade away as your tinnitus recedes, and you can start living life to the fullest again. This has already been proven by more than 110,000 satisfied beta testers.
And if you decide to change your mind or the formula isn't working as fast as you had expected, just send me an email and I'll buy it back from you. No questions asked.
So click one of the buttons below and kickstart your healing process today. It'll be the best decision you ever make. Just don't wait too long before you act. Your problems could be getting worse by the day, and there's always the risk of our supply getting bought out by other customers in the meantime. After all, we're offering this incredible product for just $69, even cheaper if you go for the bundle packages. And that's exactly what people are doing, emptying our stock in record time. Because of that, we might be forced to raise the price to $179 per bottle, maybe even higher in the future, as the supplies we need get more expensive.
Believe it or not, some people are still wary of NeuroQuiet precisely because it's too cheap. They think it couldn't possibly do the things it does to alleviate hearing problems and tinnitus at a fraction of the price of prescription medicines. And they'd be right. If we charge the same prices as Big Pharma, our product would still sell and we'd get rich. But that's not why I got into this.
My mission is and always will be to help as many people as possible, and greedy corporate interests can take a hike as far as I'm concerned. So don't hesitate to take me up on this offer while it still stands. Click the order button below, and I'll make sure you get your shipment of NeuroQuiet in a matter of days. At this point, it's all in your hands. You can either leave this presentation, not believe a word I say, or continue living your life as before. You might hope that your condition will improve on its own. Unfortunately, we know how unlikely that is. But know this, before you opt for much more expensive and potentially damaging medical treatments, you have a choice to be proactive and do something about this now.
So why not take matters into your own hands? Proven natural treatments like NeuroQuiet don't come along every day. A lot of work and research went into creating this solution, and you are fortunate to be among the first to find out about it. So go ahead and make a risk-free order today. You'll thank yourself later.
Just click below and enter your payment details. We'll take care of the rest. You'll have the bottles delivered to your doorstep in a matter of days.
I look forward to celebrating your results with NeuroQuiet. Love, Christian. Still here? If you have any more questions, I'll do my best to answer them here.
Number 1. What is cytokine reduction, and why is it so important for restoring the brain and putting a stop to tinnitus forever? Cytokine reduction, a Nobel Prize-winning discovery, is the key to stopping hearing loss, tinnitus, memory loss, and mental fatigue once and for all. We've discovered that certain molecules, called pro-inflammatory cytokines, cause nerve inflammation, which triggers the hypersensitivity of the nervous system, SPH, and is the real cause of tinnitus. After extensive research and medical trials, we found that certain compounds can eliminate these pro-inflammatory cytokines by naturally activating a reverse process called cytokine reduction. This process helps desensitize the nervous system, allowing the brain to return to normal function, while also eliminating tinnitus, improving hearing, and boosting memory. It's the only proven method that can help you say goodbye to tinnitus and other hearing issues like hearing loss for good. Question number 2. How is NeuroQuiet manufactured? NeuroQuiet is proudly manufactured in the United States in a facility that adheres to the highest standards of good manufacturing practices. It is meticulously produced in an FDA-registered facility with rigorous quality controls. We also have our formula tested by an independent third-party laboratory to make sure that the ingredients match what's on the label and that there are no toxic ingredients inside. Obviously, we strongly disagree with the use of fillers, preservatives, and artificial ingredients. This commitment allows NeuroQuiet to be an exceptionally pure, yet incredibly effective breakthrough in putting an end to tinnitus and facilitating hearing restoration. Question number 3. How long will NeuroQuiet be available to the public? My number one objective is to ensure that this groundbreaking solution reaches as many Americans as possible, given the remarkable revolution it has sparked. I am committed to making it accessible for every American at an affordable cost, amounting to just pennies a day. However, there are some powerful enemies who fiercely oppose my actions. They would go to great lengths to silence me by attempting to remove this website from the internet. Because of their efforts and the significant time it takes to make each bottle of NeuroQuiet, of up to 6 months, I can't promise how long this site will stay online. Therefore, if you are ready to embrace the incredible benefits of NeuroQuiet, it's crucial that you take decisive action now by placing your order and securing your supply. Number 4. How does the guarantee work? When you click on one of the options at the bottom of this page and get your supply of NeuroQuiet today, you're automatically protected by our comprehensive 120-day, 100% money-back guarantee. This means that if you change your mind about NeuroQuiet for any reason within the next 4 months, simply reach out to our 24/7 customer service team via phone or email. We will swiftly refund your entire investment in NeuroQuiet within 48 hours, no questions asked. Rest assured, you'll be assisted by a genuine person who genuinely cares about your satisfaction and is eager to provide support. With our ironclad guarantee, you can take the leap of confidence and enjoy NeuroQuiet without any risk on your part. Number 5. Okay, I'm ready to order NeuroQuiet now. What do I have to do next? All that's left for you to do is click the order button below. Choose the best package for you, enter your payment details, and place your order. We will promptly ship your bottles directly to your home. I have full confidence that you'll be amazed at how quickly NeuroQuiet will ease your tinnitus, improve your hearing, and restore your brain. Our 6-bottle package is the most popular option, guaranteeing you the best results and providing incredible savings. However, no matter which package you choose, the moment you place your order, we will expedite NeuroQuiet to you. Once you receive your order in just a few short days, start taking NeuroQuiet daily. I'm confident you'll be astounded by its remarkable efficacy. Moreover, as I mentioned earlier, this entire purchase is protected by our 120-day, 100% money-back guarantee. So go ahead and place your order now. This way, you can experience the transformative power of NeuroQuiet for yourself right away. Click below and get started with NeuroQuiet.